Alrighty, hope we're back on track here. Just start right here. Walkindude5. Hello, everybody. November 25th, I believe, we're walking on this brand new, beautiful trail that I found one day. And we are in the swamp, baby. Check it out. Here we are. Pretty cool, man. Gator Central. Needless to say, we are in Gator Central. And I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep walking. Try and get my 5 miles in and lay down some tea or some, when I take my spin. I won't bullshit you. I'm not an academic. Far from it. Barely graduated from public high school that required, that a chimpanzee could have graduated from because I missed so many days. Now I'm coming into some wetlands because of all the rain we had. And I'm going to turn around. This is beautiful, but you know what? I feel very uptight. I have a gut feeling about this place being crawling with unhospitable reptiles. So, cool. That's cool. We'll start right there with unhospitable reptiles. I had a bunch of shit written down from. Here's another part of the trail. Try this. This goes away from the water. Had a bunch of stuff written down, scribbled down from current events and news features and stuff, and alternative media, regular media. I'm actually jogging through these. You know what? No, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be comfortable in here. This is a perfect environment to talk about what I ended up concluding. Man, something came to mind. I said, Christ, I could talk for a long time about that. So, it's going to be a little educational hour, and I hope I don't insult anyone's intelligence. But, I'm pretty certain that there's a lot of people out there that aren't aware of this simple fact that the Federal Reserve is what I'm going to talk about. Oh, shit. Conspiracy theory. Say what you want about conspiracy theory. It doesn't matter to me. It's just another word, I love words. I love their importance, their symbols, and their power. But therefore, as usual in this universe, finding something out about something, understanding something is the key to not fearing it. So here you have that with the word conspiracy in me. But this is an institution, the Federal Reserve banking system. It's an institution that isn't technically part of the federal government, doesn't have elected members. It's not public. It's not anything that would define a federal agency or a department of government. I'm just going to make this left and get out of here. I'm a bit uptight. Beautiful. I haven't seen it now. Usually I wouldn't be like this. I'm not feel that way today. I got things, so I'm getting going. You can see how densely forested this place is. But I'm breathing a little heavy. Walking a little fast. A little scared. You can tell heart rate goes up. Yeah. So this is this institution that actually, there's some tapes out there of good old Ron Paul hammering on Bernansky, about why the government can't audit the Fed to find out what's happening with our money. It's the key to our monetary system, and we're not allowed to audit it or oversee it or anything. A lot of people don't know this. When get ready, y'all sitting down, whatever, take a drink, take a hit, whatever. Every penny that the United States has ever minted, every nickel, dime, quarter, dollar, every one comes with a price tag. Every penny spent comes with a price tag. I don't know what the current percent rate is, but we actually pay. Get this, I'm coming out of the channel now. We actually pay to print our own money. The Treasury Department, it costs billions of dollars. They have a huge budget to print and destroy money at our taxpayers' expense. Okay. Then they print this money. We print this money at our expense, and it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the Federal Reserve System, and we actually have to buy it back from them at interest, whatever and they're actually ones that are allowed to set the interest rate. If that isn't enough, we have to borrow our own money at interest to function. Every penny. Can you just imagine the scope of that? Every penny that's just spent in fuel for the military around the world, our military. Every single penny that's spent on clothing, food, bullets, bombs, etc., etc., etc. Everything comes with either a .06, a .045, or whatever the hell they decide that they want to charge us. They do. And we're not even allowed to question it. As a democracy, as a voting body of humans, we're not allowed to question it or say anything about it. And so every dollar that we spend trying to get out of the national debt becomes more in national debt. It's just a never-ending cycle of negative numbers. You can't get out of debt by borrowing money just to pay for necessities. You'd have to borrow money for some huge windfall profit, institution, and that's obviously not what government does. Look at the post office and look at the Treasury Department. Look at all these, the Pentagon losing trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? Every one of them dollars went back to the same system that lent us the money, that has to lend us it again. You see where I'm going with this? It's just. It's economic hell, and nobody even realizes that why it is. And even as a kid, man, I was pretty intuitive, but I couldn't put two and two together. But I know two and two are there, and I always thought, I remember maybe fifth, sixth grade when we first started getting any kind of in-depth history or social studies, it was called and shit. They were already phasing out history, but this was in the 70s. And I felt, I knew that national debt, and I thought to myself, well, we basically went over to Europe at least twice and saved entire continents on our dime, and Asia, etc., twice, and the obvious biggest ways, World War I and II, and then I thought, as a 12-year-old, who the fuck could we owe money to? Who could we owe money to? That doesn't make any sense, even to a 12-year-old. Having, you tell us this happened, and then you tell us this is what's ultimately been the result of it. It doesn't make sense, even to a grade schooler. And people just put their blinders on and their earmuffies and watch their TV, and they may know about this. I'm sure their unconscious mind's been made aware of it, but they choose to stick it in that back file in the memory that is rarely accessed, and if it does, it's blurry and distorted and spun. People wonder, why are we so horribly in debt? And that's why. Because we borrow money. Our money. We borrow our own money to pay off our debtors. I heard this, right? The debt was, wow. That's all from here, from this beautiful, beautiful place that I found. It's just too damn scary, man. With all the potential for alligator strikes. I was so close to the water, and they can hit. They can go like 10 yards at 30 miles an hour, man, right out of the gate. Then they're slow as fuck if you can outrun that. But anyone that knows me knows I played football, baseball, but I am not light of foot. Can you dig it? So, anyway. This is a beautiful Oxbow Recreation Trailhead, part of the Withlacoochee State Forest System, and this is where I live, folks. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I love it so much more than where I spent the last freaking 30 years of my life, down in what other people would consider the, paradisical part of Florida, the southwest coast, Naples, Fort Myers, Sanibel, Captiva, Marco Island. It was nice, and I made a lot of money there, but I have my beautiful daughter, my jobs, and I don't regret any of that. Yep, I am definitely representing. Oh, I shouldn't have showed my license plate. Oh, whatever. That's so lame. They know where we're at. That's it for now. Thanks.